Hey, and welcome to one of my videos. I'm John from John's Comics with Kids. I don't do a ton of unboxings, mostly lately because I haven't been buying a lot of big books. However, I have got a huge Uncanny X-Men unboxing for you right now, and if that sounds like something you want to see, stick around and watch this video. You know I'm a huge Uncanny X-Men fan, and last year I officially got at least one copy of every single issue in the Claremont run. I finished my run of Claremont issues. It was a huge moment for me, although still my brother has one of the books, and it's a long story, but I'll get it eventually. But what I didn't have was all of the books in a reasonably high grade. A bunch of these books were in very low grade, whether incredibly kind gifts from the community or just the only version of that book that I could afford. So I think in the end, I calculated about 30 issues in my Claremont run that at some point I wanted to upgrade. But I had no plans to do that this year until a couple of my friends started selling some of their Claremont issues. Specifically, I want to shout out the Southern comic geek, Jason, who is a great community member, has an incredible channel, and is often selling books at a really reasonable price. So I want to make sure that you follow the links down below and subscribe to Jason, because I think you can find some really great books both on Instagram and on his auctions that he does as well. The other individual is Kavi from Books NYC, and if you go to comicbooksnyc.store, you'll see he's got an amazing website, and he is selling a ton of great books, and I got one of the books from his website as well. So these two great friends really gave me some great deals, great advice, and helped me to upgrade a really valuable set of comic books from Uncanny X-Men. So let's dive in and see what we got. So what I have here are the original versions that I purchased, or that I've had since I was, a kid collecting Uncanny X-Men. And you can get a sight of kind of why I upgraded some of these. So here's issue 254. Great classic cover. You got Forge there, Polaris, a bunch of the yellow and blue team cover kind of costumes. But this issue is, the corners, you can see it's torn, it's got a bunch of spine ticks, it's really lived a life. There's no reason that a book this modern should be this dinged up, unless, it's been read a ton by me. So I needed to upgrade this issue. Here's an iconic Silvestri cover, absolutely gorgeous book, but mine has a bunch of spine dings, really bad wrap, and it just, not a really great copy of this issue. Here's a Jim Lee one, and again, a bunch of markings on the side. Then we get into some of the earlier issues. Here's 191, a great Vision cover, somewhat of a minor key, and a ton of spine ticks going down the side there that you can probably see very easily. And then we get into some of the earlier issues. Here's 139, great Kitty Pryde issue. And you can see it's got a big old tear right there. This issue has definitely lived a life. A bunch of folds going on here. This issue would not stand a chance of getting above a 5.0. I would think it would be lucky to get a 5.0. I got 128, another great early issue. And you can see fold right down the center there. I don't know if it'll even show up. Yeah, you can see that line right there. It's been folded all the way down the center. A bunch of spine dings. It's been folded actually twice from what I can see. So, not a great copy of that. Here's the first appearance of Dazzler, issue 130. An all-time great piece of art on the cover, but definitely had a lot of love, a lot of bends, a lot of color rub going on here on the side here. These are not horrible issues. But I looked at my whole collection and I said, anything that was basically not going to ever get a 5.0, okay, maybe I put that on a list of books that if I can, let's upgrade them, right? Let's get a nicer copy. And then I can get rid of, sell, or keep both of them if I really want to. So we ended there talking about Dazzler's first appearance, and this is a much nicer copy. This came from Jason. I mean, an all-time cool character, let's be honest. Disco Dazzler rocks. I know Magic Lasso is probably in the chat going, heck yeah, John. 2 copies of that, you know? Hardly any spine dings, just a couple on this one. The corners are nice and round, nice and straight, not super rounded. It's a little bit, the wrap is not great, so it goes over the edge a little bit, but it hasn't damaged the book, which is really nice. So yeah, it's a really nice copy of this book. A great, great book, and one of the ones that Justin from KnowGood Comics and I reviewed right at the end of that first omnibus that we had. So back when we started with issue 254, here's the one I got from Jason. I mean, just much sharper. None of the spine dings, none of the corner damage. Everything just looks a lot nicer on this book. It just looks a lot more presentable. And I don't need like a 9.8 of all of these things. I just wanted to avoid the ultra low grade kind of stuff, or at least the somewhat low grade books that I had gotten. At first, I just wanted to finish the run, but now it's like, hey, some of these aren't big keys. Can I upgrade those and at least even out the qualities of some of these covers? Here's that gorgeous Mark Silvestri cover. Really, really beautiful now. A lot better. No corner loss. No. I don't even see a single spine tick on this. I mean, it's a really beautiful copy of this book and an all-time great cover. Absolutely great. So huge happiness about that. Oh, here's one I didn't share earlier, but the Goblin Queen. A really great cover. This is issue 241 from Inferno. Really nice. My copy definitely had lived a life. Here's that Jim Lee cover with Psylocke on it. Looking a lot better. This just overall, I was really happy that the way Jason was giving me advice on books and helping me out, kind of seeing this all through. Here's issue 191, which I keep thinking is like some kind of a minor key, if I'm not mistaken. I can't quite remember. But again, much sharper. The corners have almost no blunting at all. The spine ticks, they're all no spine ticks. It just looks really great. I'm so happy to have these, man. Here's issue 159. I think this is one of the ones having to do with the vampires, because I see like Storm with the vampire teeth going on here. But my copy was getting a little bit run down. It's a ton of black along the edges. So this is one that can definitely get a lot of wear and tear. And now we got into the bigger issues in the lot. This is issue 139. So this is when Kitty Pryde joins the X-Men. I said mine was missing a bit in the corner. Was just really lived a long, hard life. This one has a little bit of a fold across here. I don't know if you can see it. Just lightly right in there. And maybe 1 or 2 spine dings, but man, looks a ton better than the one that I had originally purchased, which was kind of my goal here. Now we'll get to the 2 slabs. I bought 2 books slabbed because 1, Jason had great prices, Kavi had great prices, but 2, I just really was happy to get some books that I cared a little bit more about in a nicer grade. So this is the end of the Proteus storyline, issue 128 in a 6.5. Super happy to have this. And another one from the Omni X-Men that Justin and I had read. Not the best cover that I love in the world, but really happy to have this in a higher grade than the one my raw copy was in. And that leaves the big boy. The one I got from Books NYC. He'd been advertising it for a while, and this is the issue 129. Now you're like, well, don't you have a 129? I did have a 129, and it's been pressed and cleaned, and it is hopefully getting graded right now, and will come back a nice grade, but I have a feeling that it's going to be tough to beat this 8.5. It looks great even in the little Mylar bag here. Just a great book. The wrap is a little off on this one, but it just doesn't bother me at all because it's just so much sharper and way higher grade than I thought I was going to be able to get for this book, because I know right now this book is just nuts. If you haven't noticed, Kitty Pryde and Emma Frost both having their first full appearances here. It's kind of a big issue X-Men wise. Also some minor appearances, Sebastian Shaw and the Hellfire Club, some things going on there. It's a great story arc, the Dark Phoenix story, and just an iconic issue. So it was kind of a big one to find a nice grade for. So again, I want to really thank Jason and Kavi for kind of helping me with this. I think the number of books I want to upgrade dropped by almost half. I'm down to maybe 15 that I want to upgrade at this point. Most of them are like, I don't know, 102 to 112. They're like, most of them are in that stretch. So the biggest key that I'm trying to upgrade at some point, and I don't think it's going to be this year, is issue 107, which is that big Starjammers first appearance. A lot of those characters' first appearances in that cosmic issue. Most of the other ones aren't huge keys, but anything in that early 100s of X-Men is expensive these days, and so hard to find in a good grade and not spend several $100s even for this unimportant as far as key book. So those might be on the back burner for me. I might continue to upgrade here or there some non-keys that are higher in the numbering, so that I don't worry about those 100 issues that are really expensive. But this was a huge lift for me, getting some of these upgraded, and it's possible I'll be giving away and selling off some of my older ones that maybe have had a longer life, being a little more lived in. So there you have it, 10 Uncanny X-Men issues from that Claremont era, everything Jim Lee through Dave Cockrum, really. A ton of great artists, a ton of great stories, and two awesome community members helping me upgrade some of these issues. So remember, check those links down below. This is my Tag Team Thursday entry this week. I'm doing something a little different because I'm on vacation right now. I am camping with the girls. So thanks to those in the chat dropping the links and letting people know what's up. I appreciate everybody coming by. Remember to click the link, subscribe, notification bell, because that's how you know when I'm going live or when I'm dropping new content here on the channel. I can't promise another unboxing like this, but I will promise you I've got three submissions at CGC, including that 129 and my giant size X-Men. And if you want to know what grades those get when I do the shock unboxings, you got to make sure you're subscribed. Thanks, everybody. Hit those links down below, and I'll see you back here soon for another Tag Team Thursday Hangout.